Yeah, what up, folks? So we're back out again with another video. Alright, so customer came in with a check light on, right? Complains that the vehicle is running, horrible, and I asked if I could check it out. This vehicle was recommended by another garage, so let's start the video off. Yeah, so this is the Supercharger note. Basically, it's similar to a turbo, but it is belt driven instead of driven by the engine, where I believe they use like a screw type beam system to basically pull air to the engine. So they have a regular throttle body for your manifold here, and they have another one to go to the supercharger setup in the back, right? And they have an intercooler to cool the air that's coming in, right? So basically, more air, more fire. This engine per cylinder makes at least 250 psi, right? So, and then, as I said, is a GDI, which is gas direct injection, right? You have a mechanical pump on the front of the cam lobe. I'm gonna scan the vehicle for codes and see if it's filled with misfire. You see the check light is on, right? Based on what the customer said, this have like 79,000 kilometers, right? Let's put the scan tool on and let's see what's going on, right? So as you can tell, I have a few DTCs. This one is a P0520, right, which is electrical oil pressure sender switch, right? These tend not to go bad, but sometimes the I would say the sensor itself stop reading, so I'm not sure what it is. Let me see if I have any kind of freeze frame or issue with this before I go at it. The light just came on. When you clear the code, it comes off, but it looks like it tends to come back on once you take the vehicle off and put it back on again, right? So I'm just gonna have to locate the switch and figure out where it's at, right? You see that it is a hard code. No matter how many times I try to clear the code, it comes right back up, right? So if it was a soft code, it's probably something that was left unplugged. But as I said, man, the customer just came in with this fault on and asked if we could check it out for him. And yeah, as it said, electrical oil pressure sensor, right? I'm gonna check the oil first to see if the oil is low, right? If that would trigger the fault code. And once the oil is at good height, I don't think it's the oil. Is it oil pressure? Could I check oil pressure? I can't do that, but it's basically telling me to switch, right? So is it a faulty switch? I believe so, right? I'll go in the vehicle and locate it and probably try to throw my multimeter on it and check for power and ground, check for signal, look for any bent pins, see if the harness had any issue. If not, next thing it may be the ECU. That's the easiest thing to blame, but you know me, I gotta do my checks first before I start to throw parts at any car, and right now this space is really tight in this vehicle to get to, so I think I have to get it from underneath, right? Yeah, as I said, this is a supercharged model, so we have a lot of additional features compact in one vehicle, and it is really tight, right? So I gotta kind of wiggle my socket between this intercooler to see if I get any space to remove it, right? So let me get my tools. Right, so this sensor here is the oil temperature sensor, right? But that's not the one we're going after. We gotta go up in here, like right next to the starter. So I gotta remove it, unplug it, remove it, and see if I get a socket to fit. I believe it's a 26 or 27 depth socket, or 30. Is a 26. So I just say I'm gonna
see if I could get my hands up under there and get it removed and switch it out.
Yeah, the sensor is definitely in a tight spot, right? I believe I can get access to it. It's right under the starter, as I said. So I should be able to get a socket, you know, and a breaker bar or something to, you know, loosen it up, right? They tend to make these cars very tight, you know, compact, you know, so it's kind of hard to put these large tools, but this should be fairly easy to get to. So let me get it out and just take a look at it to see if anything is wrong. Right, so this is the pressure switch, right? The oil pressure switch, right? It's a 3-pin, most likely it's a power ground and a signal, you know, or feedback, I would say, from the ECU, right? So probably when the oil pressure is low, right, it basically let the ECU know that, hey, you know, your oil pressure is your oil is low, so you gotta, you know, adjust that, right? But when I'm looking here, it look like it's in good shape, so I'm not sure why it threw that code, right? I'm looking to see if I see any kind of bent pins or anything like that. So it looked like it's just basically the sensor itself is not, you know, good, right? But as I said, man, I checked for power and ground, everything was good, right? I'm seeing the pin slightly bend, but the customer said no one was here before, so I gotta take their word for it. And it was really fairly tight to remove, so I believe it wasn't touched at all.
Alright, so since I got the switch replaced, let's come out of there. I don't need to make a report. Alright, so I replaced the oil pressure switch. No, I'm not. I don't want to save. So let's go into the ECM. Alright, we're gonna clear the code. So it's a P0520. See if it comes off, and it did.
So I said, this is part one of the video, right? I still gotta see about this rough idle that I'm feeling. This vehicle is like you hit it on the tailpipe, and it's feeling like it's a misfire, but it's not. I mean, it could be, but I'm not sure where this rough idle is coming from, right? So I believe I'm gonna throw my other scan tool on this. You know, I tend to use that a lot when I'm doing these drivability issues, and right now I'm seeing that the ECU is pulling some fuel, right? Based on what the air fuel alpha is telling me. Right now I'm like 92, 91, around 80, and that shouldn't be. So that means my fuel trim is kind of out of whack. So, you know, look out for part 2.